So before I start, I'd just like to remind everybody that it's really, really good to make frequent blog posts, frequent commits, push early, push often, push all the time. Even if you've already pushed, push again, whatever. I do it all the time. Just so you're ready to run. So, Tim, are you ready to go? Okay, cool. So, hi again. I'm Peter Hajas, if you haven't seen me present before. And I'm here to talk to you about my two RCOS projects. One of them, which you've heard a lot about, called MobileNotifer, and another one that we're going to delve into a little bit more deeply this time, which is called Widge. So first, let's talk about MobileNotifer. MobileNotifer is what I like to describe iOS notifications done right for iOS devices produced by Apple. So, what's new? Since last time, I shipped a new release, Beta 3, which I'm calling Copious Cornflakes, keeping with my cereal name. And I'm a little bit freaking out because there are no cereals that start with the letter D. So, I don't know what we're going to do next. So, new features for Beta 3 are a brand new alert style, totally redone. It looks significantly better. Doesn't look like something that I just hacked up in Photoshop for half an hour. It's done by a professional graphics designer, Kyle Adams. A new feature we're calling the alert dashboard, and a brand new lock screen view for showing you your notifications on the lock screen. So, just in case you haven't seen, this is sort of my favorite part of the demo before. Let's say we have a regular iPhone. We just got back from the Apple Store. We're stoked. And let's see what it's like to get a notification on this device. So, a new notification comes in. The screen goes dim, and we get a blue box on the screen. This is our alert. So, at this point, we sort of have one option, right? We can take action on the alert, we can get rid of it, and that's it. If we were doing something like writing an email or playing a game or surfing a website, we couldn't resume that task with this alert up. We have to take action right now, immediately. This is pretty terrible, as you can imagine, especially if you're watching a music video. Definitely not so excited about this. So, how does this work with MobileNotifer? Let's say we've got that same iPhone, and we're hip and cool, so we switch things up a little bit. Let's change this to my iPhone. And how does a notification work with MobileNotifer? So we're using the phone, we're doing whatever, we're surfing the web, we're looking at pictures, we're writing an email, and we get a new notification. It comes up at the top, just like this, and we can continue to do what we were doing. We can interact with the phone. This part of the phone remains totally usable. We can start applications, we can do whatever we'd like, and when we're ready, we tap the alert, and we can take action on it in one of two ways. We can set it away for later, or we can open it right now. And we'll talk about what later means right now. So that's new alert style. With regards to the alert dashboard, it's a brand new feature I've implemented in MobileNotifer Beta 3. And in the iPhone, there's this really cool user interface element called the multitasking switcher. This is on 4.x enabled devices with multitasking. You double tap the home button, and the whole screen slides up and lets you switch between your various apps. But the top of that display is totally wasted. It's whatever screen was on your app previously. Now, I stick the alert dashboard right up here in that wasted space that wasn't being used for anything anyways. And you can tap an alert to take action on it. You can swipe it to get rid of it, or you can clear all of your pending alerts if you have some friend who's harassing you or something. Finally, the last new feature, big new feature, in MobileNotifer Beta 3 is a brand new lock screen view. This is what it looks like on the lock screen of the phone. You can see it's out of the way, very, very easy to use. It tells you exactly what's going on. And so that's the lock screen view. And that's what's new in MobileNotifer Beta 3. But we have another part of the story to tell. So first, I'd like to give you a demo so you can just see how it works. So I've got my phone here hooked up to a cable so you can see what's going on. And this is definitely not an Apple-supported thing at all, which I like to say every time just so people know. So this is my phone, as you can see. It's the best phone in the world. So if we want to send ourselves a new text message, I'm going to type one up right now. I get a little lonely sometimes. So let's say, hey there. And we're going to send it and duck out of the app so you can see what it's like when we get a new notification. So we're going to send, go home. Sweet. So this is our notification. And I can't remember if I've auto-dismiss turned on or off. That's a preference to dismiss after 15 seconds. But you can see, we can tap it, and it folds down. We can send it away for later, or open it right now. Let's say I were to send it away for later. Goes away. We can keep using the phone. Then when we double tap the home button, we see the alert right here. And let's say we want to take action on it right now. We tap it. We're taken into the Messages app right where we expect, and we can gear right back into that conversation. Pretty awesome, right?
Yep.
Now a new type of notification we're supporting is a voicemail alert. So I'm going to have my good friend Tim call me. And I'm going to show you that we can get new voicemails. AT&T's network withstanding. So when I was developing the new voicemail alerts, I'm going to decline this call. Just send it away. And while Tim's listening to my really boring voicemail and leaving me one. Well, when I was debugging voicemail alerts, this was probably the hardest feature of MobileNotifer to debug. There's no way to forge a voicemail alert, so I literally had to keep calling myself with Google Voice, and it was just really, really obnoxious. I heard my voicemail message. I know, I'm singing, it's a joke. So I heard my voicemail message like 50 times. It was really, really annoying, but I finally nailed it. Hopefully this works. Did you leave one?
I did.
So. Okay.
I think.
Did you say something nice? Or?
I did not say anything.
I would just say it to myself, like, you know, just, good job, Peter, and then I'd hang over. It's nice. So, boom, Timothy Horton voicemail. You can see we parse out the icon for the application, phone, and when we tap it, we have the same options, just as before, and we can open it, and we're taken right to the phone app, and we could call Tim or do whatever. So, that's voicemail alerts with MobileNotifer Beta 3.
How is it received in public? Is it well received or?
So that's actually what I'd like to talk about right now. When I released this, I made a blog post about it, as I do for every major release, just talking about the features, things like that. And for the first time this release, I decided, let's try to, you know, maybe build up a little bit of buzz. Who knows? Maybe I'll get covered on some weird out there iPhone blog. So I sent an email out to a couple of people. This is Gizmodo, and I just sent a little blurb about the project and the link to the blog post. And only one person got back to me. That was 9to5Mac. They're an Apple-specific blog, as you can guess. And they said, let's see a video. So it's like 2 in the morning. I just spent the last couple hours on this release. I'm like, whatever, I'll record a quick video. No one's going to see it. I'll just make this stupid, dinky little video. So I recorded it, right? And you can see, like, my background is Magikarp, the Pokemon, as it was on my blog post. And I didn't care. So I made this little ditzy video. It's really, really, I'm like, hi there. You know, I'm very tired. So I send them off this video and I go to sleep. So the next day I wake up, and what do you know? I'm on 9to5Mac. They said, this is iOS notifications done right, and they linked to that dinky little video. So this was pretty cool. This got a lot of views. I was getting a lot of people, you know, talking on Twitter. I was pretty excited about that. So I went to bed. And I woke up the next day. First thing I do in the morning is I read my RSS feeds, as I'm sure a lot of you do too. So I fire it up, and what do I see? But I'm on the front page of Engadget.com with this same picture of my Magikarp later on down, and a link to this video I made at 2 in the morning. And what do you know? I'm also on Gizmodo.com and Lifehacker.com. And all these sites are linking to this little video, but they're all covering MobileNotifer, which I thought was pretty awesome, along with SlashGear.com, RedmondPie.com, and TechCrunch.com, TechCrunch is mobile, and last but certainly not least, Wired.com, along with tons of other smaller blogs. So this was like incredible, right? I was really, really stoked to get this press, and people had some really, really nice things to say about the release. Engadget said, if you haven't jailbroken your iPhone yet, then MobileNotifer might just push you over the edge. Gizmodo.com said, for starters, Cupertino can take a look at MobileNotifer, a jailbreak app developed by Peter Hajas that gives us the iPhone pings of our dreams. Steal it, buy it, modify it, I don't care. Just make my iPhone work like this, please. Redmond Pie wrote how iOS 5 notifications should work. If Apple is looking at altering its notification system, it need look no further than Peter Hajas' MobileNotifer. And for this day, and about a week afterwards, I was the second result on Google for iOS 5, which I think is pretty awesome. And then finally, this bit of news from Wired. Notifications on iOS suck. Peter Hajas' MobileNotifer hack fixes them, and fixes them good. MobileNotifer is a jailbreak hack for the iPhone and iPod Touch that is so good, it should have come from Apple. Normally, I wouldn't cover jailbreak-only software, but this is obviously too good not to write about. Awesome, right? Amazing stuff. So needless to say, to my little blog, this drove a lot of traffic. A lot of people were reading the post and everything. And even more interestingly, at least to me, remember this dinky little video? You know, I didn't spend that much time on it. Well, it ended up getting over 200,000 hits. And on that day, it was the second most viewed tech video in the world, which is pretty, and it was like first in like Germany and Brazil and stuff like that. So what did this lead to? To date, I've had 160,000 downloads for MobileNotifer, which is, I've never created software that's been this popular, and it was just absolutely incredible, and I was really stoked. So that's what's new with Beta 3. And so what's next, because I'm not going to rest on my laurels, are less obtrusive alerts. We're going to use the double height status bar now, so we don't draw over icons and things like that. We're also going to fix some sound bugs. There's some sound display issues, along with some beta of the Send to Mac feature, so you can check and reply to notifications from your Macintosh without even taking your phone out of your pocket. It's pretty awesome stuff. So that's what's new with MobileNotifer. And now I'd like to switch gears really quickly, switch apps over to Widge, which is my iOS widgeting system. So you guys are familiar with widgets. They're small single-purpose applications that let you quickly check on something or quickly do a select set of tasks. So how would this work? Well, on the iPhone, there's visual language. There's, for using the device on the home screen. There's the first page of icons. Then there's all your other pages of icons. Then to the left, there's search, Spotlight for your phone. Now, I've talked to myself a lot of times, as you saw, and many other iOS users, and we're not a huge fan of Spotlight. It's useful, but it's definitely not so useful that it should be the most easily accessed menu on the phone, just a left swipe. So what if I shifted Spotlight over a page and stuck in a page of widgets in between? So you could easily get to your widgets just the same, and then swipe again to get over to Spotlight. So that's exactly what I did, and that's how Widge works now. Now the other story is making widgets, because I'm providing a widget framework and a widgeting layout application. So I'm developing a framework called WidgeKit, which is going to let application developers very, very, very easily, and I mean like 6 lines of code easily, write widgets for Widge. So this works for any UIKit developer who's familiar with developing for the iPhone or the iPad, but also it's for any web developer who knows JavaScript, HTML, and CSS. They can make a Widge really, really easily, a Widge widget. So how does that work? Well, beyond making your widget work, you need to tell me 3 things. So let's look at an example. Let's say I'm making a weather widget. This is Apple's weather widget from Dashboard. You need to tell me 3 pieces of information to get your widget into Widge. You need to tell me what it's called, in which case this is weather. And then you also need to tell me the dimensions of the widget. Now, Widge widget dimensions are expressed in terms of icons. In the future, they might be laid out with icons. So with this widget, it's 1 icon tall and 2 icons wide. So that's all you need to tell me. And Widge takes care of the rest. It takes care of laying out your widget, it takes care of showing it. It'll let it know when the user is given the widget focus, everything like that. And you just need to tell me these 3 pieces of information. 6 lines of code, and you've written a widget. So for the first time, I'd love to give you a quick demo of how Widge works. So last night, I stayed up till very, very late writing a very basic widget in Widge. And so what this widget is it's a quick way to check out news. So I'll wait for the iPhone to refresh here. So just like I said, you can notice that I've added another page here in between search and the first page of icons. So I wrote a widget. I thought, this is RCOS. We have this amazing piece of software called the Dashboard. So what if we had a dashboard RSS widget? How cool would that be? So here it is. These are all the news stories from Dashboard. Someone posted something twice. I don't know who.
That is because of that. That is Ben Shepe. I think it is because of the problem that we have. That something to do with, like you're supposed to stop here twice.
Okay. So that's fine. So that's not a Widge bug or anything like that. But you've got all your different news stories here. We can tap one, and we'll be taken right to the page. So in this case, this is a commit message, I think. Yeah. So this is a little commit. Work with some JavaScript or something. So pretty cool, right? This is a widget running live on the phone. You can see that you can go to the different pages and search just the same as you always did, and you have widgets. So widgets would be laid out here. At least that's how they're going to work now, and that's how they work. So it's very, very simple, very easy to use, and the framework and Widge itself takes care of things all for you. It's very, very nice. So I've taken a little bit too much time today, so that's it for talking. And thanks for letting me present to you. And does anyone have any questions?
Specifically about Widge, what does it do when it fills up? Does it make another screen? Or
So I don't know yet. Right now there's only one Widge widget in the world. I think in the future I might make it scroll down, or we could look into other pages, but that's a really, really good question. I don't know yet. I haven't gotten to that point in the implementation. Other questions? Yep.
If I have an application I want to distribute on the on Apple's App Store, am I going to be able to use Widge as well?
So officially, you won't be able to bundle any Widge compatible, you won't be able to link against WidgeKit and include that with your application. However, you could release like a companion widget that could tie into your application and link into it. That'd be totally fine. WidgeKit itself doesn't violate any terms of the App Store, so I guess you could actually use the framework if you'd like to. And it's GPL licensed, so if you'd like to use that. Oh, but that might create issues with the App Store too. We can talk about it. It's very, very easy to do. Yep.
Do you plan to support like Cycrypt?
So
Scripting, or that was for specifically Sigits.
Oh, sure.
That
So
it's like JavaScript and Objective-C in one.
Right. So Cycrypt, in case you don't know, lets you write Objective-C code along with JavaScript and run it sort of as like a REPL for Objective-C and evaluate right there. So Sigit has not yet been released for iOS 4. When it does, I'm going to write a Widge to Sigit bridge, so you can use your Widge widgets with Sig. It's very complicated. Your Widge widgets will work with Sigit, unless you fidget a lot, and then
because your bridge did.
Yeah, if your bridge is legit, exactly. Any other questions about Widge or MobileNotifer? Yep.
Now, I thought I heard you talk about this, but will you be able to like eventually put your widgets just on your regular applications page in place of application icons?
So app icon layout is a tough problem, but that's something that I definitely want to investigate, because that'd be really cool, right? Having your Widge widgets, or I think that's how you say it, mixed with your application icons. But that's definitely something I'm going to look into. That's not something I'm discounting right now. Any other questions? Yep.
On that note, per page HTML does that to some extent.
Right.
It doesn't actually remove the icon order though. So.
And Widge does let you have HTML and move the icon order. So. But I'll look into see if they have any open source code or anything. Oh, and with regards to that demo widget, I'm not going to be posting the source. Unfortunately, the RSS library that I use, he says it's open source, and then he adds some other ridiculous stipulation to license so that you can't compete with his other product. So that's not open source software. I refuse to release it. I'm embarrassed that I had to show it to you.
Okay, so that was my question was, I want to look at the code, how it is done.
Right, so as far as creating a demo widget, I have a demo widget right now. It's a little bit less exciting. It's a red box. I'm calling it the communist widget. And so look into how that widget's laid out and everything, but right now it does not do any sort of like anything super interactive. But I'm going to make a cooler demo widget that is actually based on open source code. So if there are any other questions, thanks a lot, guys. And